A fun and affordable option to earn additional money or launch a new career is by starting a home internet business. Making your business successful, though, can be challenging as well. For your home-based business, draft a business plan to improve your chances of success. Once that is done, set up your website and finish any required documentation. Finally, promote your goods or services to prospective clients. In this video, I am going to be showing you how to start a home internet business. Now let's begin. Number 1. Choose the goods or services that your enterprise will offer. Take into account any special talents, skills, or experience you may have. After that, consider how you may use these abilities to produce a good or service for your potential clients. Consider that you have experience in web design and are a qualified graphic designer. You may launch a web design firm using these abilities. Advice: when determining what goods or services to provide, think about whether you want your profession to be entirely online or if you would want to produce physical goods like crafts or artwork. Number 2. Find out how much time you can each day spend working on your business. Prior to starting your business, choose if you want it to be your full-time or part-time job. Then, consider how much time you have available each day to dedicate to the business. Consider how long it will take for the products or services you intend to offer to be successful as well. Because it will undoubtedly take some time for your firm to succeed, it might be a good idea to start it part-time. Some businesses may be more flexible than others. For instance, certain jobs, like consulting, may need you to work around the needs of the client, whilst other jobs, like working as a freelance web designer or selling crafts, may let you work whenever you please. Number 3. Check the demand for your product or service by conducting market research. Read up on the most recent developments in the industry you want to work in, and consider how many potential rivals there may be. To determine whether your potential clients would be interested in what you have to offer, it's also beneficial to conduct a survey, either over the phone or in person. With the aid of this, you can decide whether your company can meet a need in the market. Calling nearby companies, for instance, and asking whether they'd be interested in employing a freelance marketing consultant to manage their social media accounts are some examples of what you may do. If you're selling anything, you may display it at a nearby market or to people you believe would be interested in it to see what kind of reaction it gets. Although marketing research is not required to launch a firm, it might help you improve your chances of success. Number 4. Examine your products and services to determine whether they are suitable for an internet business. Not all businesses can function online or from their homes. For instance, if your firm requires you to undertake heavy production or arrange customer meetings, you might not be able to run it from your home. However, some businesses, such as the ones listed below, can be easily conducted from a home. Accounting, fiscal management, selling goods or jewelry that you've made yourself, presents in baskets, blogging, consulting, using graphic design software, providing assistance with editing and writing, running a virtual assistant business, establishing web pages. Number 5. Establish a financial plan for the launch and growth of your company. Depending on the precise type of business being supplied, the startup fees for your enterprise will vary greatly. A home-based online bookstore, for instance, needs inventory, which you must buy. A service-based business, on the other hand, could just need a small amount of funding to get started. Calculate the amount of money you'll require to purchase the essential supplies for your company. You should also include the following basic expenses in your budget because they are typical of most internet businesses. Hosting a website. There's a significant chance that your company will need one. Your website's uptime is ensured by the services provided by web hosting. Depending on how much technical help they provide and the size of your site, they typically cost $7 to $19 each month. The price of website design might vary because you can either utilize a low-cost template, create the site from scratch, or employ a designer. A basic website can be made for less than $100 by you or by utilizing a template, while a designer may charge between $100 and $5,000. Customers will need a place to put their purchases in an online shopping cart if you exclusively provide products and services online. There may be services that only charge you after a transaction is complete. However, most providers charge $5 each month. To sell your products and make money using email marketing services, you must first build an email mailing list. The service usually has a $20 monthly cost. Cost of materials. If you're selling a product, this includes the cost of the parts you'll need to make it as well as any machinery you'll need. This also applies to products like software and associated services if you're selling a service. Upkeep and security of websites. Your website will require regular upgrades, which could result in extra charges. Additionally, you could have to pay more to protect your client's data, particularly if you're processing payments. Number 6. Creating a business plan is advisable. Since a strategic business plan helps keep you on track to achieve your goals, even a small company has to have a strategy. Some examples of the information in your business strategy include the following. Business concept: briefly outline the organization, products, and services of your business. More specifically, describe the market for your industry. Give a brief description of the market you are entering, including information on your primary competitors, your target market, and the demands. In your marketing plan, outline your strategies for entering the market, dealing with customers, and distribution. In-depth descriptions of your everyday operations and the steps taken to produce your product or service are required. Financial plan. Describe how you will finance your company, what expenses you anticipate, and how much money you anticipate generating. Number 7. Decide on the legal framework for your organization. Your tax filing strategy and payment amount will be impacted by this. Most small businesses are sole proprietorships, which are easiest to set up and require the least amount of paperwork. If you're considering employing a different legal framework, you might wish to see an internet law specialist lawyer who can advise you on the best framework. A business that is owned and run by only one person is known as a single proprietorship. You are liable for the company's gains, losses, obligations, and deeds as a result. For a home business, this is an easy decision. To jointly own something, 2 or more persons must be partners. In most cases, a lawyer takes part in the discussions around the partnership agreement. Each individual partner is jointly and severally liable for all of the debts of the business and shares in its profits, losses, and liabilities. A partnership might be your best bet if you'd like to work together. Limited Liability Corporation, LLC. To start an LLC, choose a name and pay a filing fee with your state to submit the required documents, known as the Articles of Formation. In order to declare their earnings and pay self-employment tax, LLC owners must submit individual income tax returns. Nevertheless, they are not personally liable for the actions and decisions of the LLC. Shareholders are the proprietors of a corporation, which is a separate legal entity. Send your articles of incorporation to your state for registration as soon as you've chosen a firm name for your corporation. You'll also need to obtain a tax ID and register with the IRS. Corporations and their owners each file their own taxes. It is recommended that you consult with an attorney or accountant before deciding whether this type of business will be beneficial for you. Smaller companies shouldn't frequently employ this structure. Like regular businesses, corporations are autonomous legal entities that are owned by their shareholders. However, in order to avoid double taxation, revenues and losses are moved to the owner's personal tax returns. Number 8. Obtain the state government's permission to register your business name, if necessary. It is necessary to file a DBA, doing business as, whenever you conduct business under a name other than your own. If you are working as a freelancer under your own name, you don't need one. In the event that your business uses a name other than your own, you must file a DBA registration. The clerk's office of your state or county is typically where you register a DBA name. Because the registration process varies from state to state, it is advised to do some internet research on the particular requirements of your state before registering. The registration process is often completed in a few minutes. Remember that even if you are forming a corporation, you still need a DBA name. Advice: if you own a solo proprietorship, a DBA is usually helpful because, without one, your business name will always be your name. Number 9. A tax identification number for your company may be required, so make sure of that. A tax identification number is required for both corporations that must file tax returns and partnerships that do not, but are nevertheless required to file annual business information with the IRS. Although you can use your social security number in place of a tax ID number, the IRS normally does not require one for sole proprietorships. However, if any of the following apply, you will need a distinct tax ID. Employers work for you. Your business will be responsible for paying half of their payroll taxes, thus it needs a tax ID in order to do so. You submit tax returns pertaining to your business for excise, alcohol, tobacco, and guns taxes. Before paying a non-resident alien their salary, taxes are deducted from their other sources of income. You've got a PO strategy in place, a tax-deferred pension plan for self-employed individuals or unincorporated businesses. It is typical to collaborate with plan administrators, agricultural cooperatives, non-profit organizations, conduits for real estate investments, trusts, estates, and trusts. Number 10. To operate your business, obtain the required licenses and permits. It is advisable to confirm whether you require any particular licenses or permits. If you don't have the right paperwork, you could face fines or other consequences. In most states, for instance, you need a license if you provide accounting for financial services. Whether you require a state license or permit, see if it's here. https://www.sba.gov/contents/what-federal-licenses-and-permits-does-your-business-need. In case you are uncertain, check with your local government to determine if you also need a permit or license from your city or county. Determine whether your particular line of business has any special approvals by contacting your city, introducing your business, and asking about any rules. Many jurisdictions, for instance, demand home occupation permits if you want to operate a business out of your home. Number 11. Make sure to register your trademarks and other proprietary information. Your suggestions can assist you ultimately earn more money, even though you'll need to pay the necessary expenses. Make sure you register or patent them to safeguard them because they can also give you an advantage over other businesses. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office allows you to register trademarks and patents. Here is where you find the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. https://www.uspto.gov/trademarks-getting-started/trademark-basics. Protecting your intellectual property is best accomplished by working with a lawyer. Number 12. You can either create the website yourself or hire a designer. A professional can create a complex website, but their services could be expensive. Consider what you can afford as well as what you need your site to do. Following that, you have the option of using a template or hiring a designer. If you are knowledgeable about web building, you could decide to just build the site yourself. Web designers choose a web host and register your domain name in addition to creating your website. The more money you invest, the more power you'll have to shape a unique website. The price of web design differs depending on whether you want to work with a single US developer, $25 to $100 per hour, an offshore web company, $10 to $40 per hour, or a reputable US agency, $60 to $200 per hour. E-commerce platforms frequently experience price rises. In order to avoid this, you can utilize your website for marketing while sending customers to another website, like Amazon or Etsy, to complete the purchase. Number 13. If you're designing and developing your own website, choose a web host. The room and assistance services required to run your website are provided by a web host. The real servers on which your website is hosted are their property. The following are some examples of web hosts: WordPress, GoDaddy, HostGator, Bluehost, and Wix. Before making a choice, do your research on various web hosts. Read customer testimonials as well to get a sense of how happy customers are with each web host. Go with a business that offers reliable tech support. Thus, you must be able to call someone for assistance if your website goes down. A problem needs to be fixed right away because your business depends on being online. Select a website that automatically provides technical patches and website backups. Number 14. Your web host, or you can register your domain name directly. For your internet business, your domain name acts as the website address. Registration of domain names is required at the Internet Corporation for assigned names and numbers, ICANN. You must pay an annual registration fee of between $10 and $35 to have your name registered. The same sum must be paid for yearly renewal. Despite the fact that the majority of web hosts will register your domain for you, you might be able to avoid this step. A domain registration on your behalf may be possible if you ask your website server. Additional information on this is available in your user agreement. If you want to sign up for your domain by yourself, go to this page, http://www.internic.net/regist.html. Number 15. If you're creating your website from scratch, decide how you'll build it. When building a website, you have a number of options, and which one you select will depend on your web design skills, available time, and required degree of quality. Alternatives include the following. Utilize a model. You may find templates to help you create a website that looks professional on websites like WordPress, Squarespace, and Wix. A fee may be included for some templates while none are free. Services for a free company website. Choose a format and add content to create a website using services like Moonfruit, Weebly, Capacity, Jimdo, and Yola. With affordable upgrades for premium services, many are offered for free. Obtain assistance from the state or local business office. You can establish a company website for free with the help of many states. Number 16. Set up your website and add content. The material that makes up the site must be produced, regardless of whether you develop it yourself or hire a designer. Probably among your content will be images and descriptions of the goods and services, a company's slogan or phrase, a brief resume of your company or yourself, a blog, customer evaluations. Number 17. Utilize search engine optimization to elevate the position of your website in results, SEO. Your website will rank at the top of searches with the aid of search engine optimization. You can do it yourself or hire a firm to do it for you if you want to. Include keywords in the website copy. Use the Google keyword tool to uncover terms that are similar to the words or phrases that customers would use to search for your goods. Include these words and phrases on your website's homepage and throughout. Link to websites that might be of interest to your customers. How well your website performs in search engines is also influenced by links going in and out of it. Keep your website updated. Your website's search ranks will rise as a result. When possible, employ keywords when creating a blog twice every week. Regularly add photos instead than writing a much. To determine how well your website's search engine optimization is working, use website analytics like Google Analytics. Number 18. Choose if you want to use e-commerce software or hire a third party to handle transactions. It might be simpler to set up a site hosted by a third company, like Amazon, Shopify, or Etsy. Additionally, some websites might offer greater technical assistance. As an alternative, you can use services like Squarespace, Magento, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, or Webs to integrate an e-commerce platform directly into your website. Although these services are more robust and adaptable, they also demand a lot more time and technical skill. A hosted solution is your best choice if you're a beginner to online business. These services are simpler to use and keep up with, and they work well for little purchases. Number 19. A professional-looking and user-friendly website is a must. Remember at all times that the main purposes of your website are to advertise the products and services offered by your business and to facilitate transactions. These two things ought to be done as simply and openly as feasible. These rules should be followed when developing a professional website. It looks tidy and professional on the web page. The page loads quickly in every browser and on every device. The website is easy to use, making it straightforward to find the needed data and purchase items or services. The website's gorgeous photography is especially useful if you are selling tangible products that can be seen and photographed. The website provides contact information, including your phone number. Number 20. Become familiar with pay-per-click marketing. The quickest approach to acquire visitors to your site is to buy traffic, and vendors let you use keyword searches to target particular regions of the world. Ensure that the audience you are aiming for is the proper one. You must pay for clicks, and if a large number of visitors depart without using your products or services, you could lose money. A significant advertiser is one of two. Google Ads. Your advertisements show up in the sidebar when users enter specific search phrases that you specify. Facebook. Your advertising is shown to a group of people you choose based on their location, sex, age, and interests in the newsfeed. Your chances of success increase with greater audience focus.
Number 21. Establish affiliate relationships and sites. Discover trustworthy websites that are pertinent to your sector, and then ask for permission to trade advertising on both of your websites. Sales occur regularly as a result of the high-quality traffic that affiliate sites produce. For instance, you might want to consider getting in touch with a trustworthy website that supports recent immigrants. If you run a business that teaches English to those who don't speak the language, while they would have access to your customers if they placed an ad on your website, doing so could boost traffic to yours. Number 22. Make a presence on social media. Social media usage by Americans accounts for 1 out of every 7 minutes, which gives a huge marketing opportunity. Build a presence on the platform where your customers are most likely to be first. Make a page on Facebook. Even if it isn't the primary social media channel for your company, it should nonetheless exist. Join Twitter now. You can communicate with clients on Twitter and enlighten them about your goods or services. Employ Instagram. Post images of your goods or images connected to the services you offer. Place videos on the website YouTube. YouTube might be a good place to start if you want to provide video that can both educate and promote your target audience. For instance, you could utilize YouTube to provide free investment advice video and link it to your membership-based website, which serves as a resource for consumers seeking investment advice. Recommendation. Post on social media frequently, preferably once daily or more often. The use of images makes this simple. Keep customers informed about sales, new items, and other information that is relevant to your business. Number 23. Publish a newsletter online. A weekly or monthly newsletter is essential for properly using your email list. Offer readers useful information they'll find interesting, rather than making intrusive sales pitches. For instance, if you're a graphic designer, give insightful information about how your branding and graphic design services may aid in luring in new customers. Think about creating a blog instead of or in addition to an e-newsletter. Every blog post you write has the potential to improve your search engine rating, making it a great way to attract online clients. As was previously stated, attempt to make your content valuable, rather than just a straightforward sales pitch. For instance, if you provide computer training, you could evaluate a recently released computer. Or if you're an accountant, you may talk about some new rules that will affect this year's taxes. Think about contributing blogs. By providing high-quality content to connected blogs, you may promote your site and demonstrate your expertise. Number 24. Make a real-world effort to promote your website. Make sure your online address is visible on everything, including your letterhead, business card, and any brochures you may have, and mention your website to clients and acquaintances. Remember that just because your company operates online doesn't mean you can't gain a lot from traditional advertising strategies. This is particularly true if your internet or home-based company depends on or targets local clients. For instance, contacts with nearby businesses and organizations as well as internet traffic can be quite advantageous for a graphic design firm. If your company meets this description, you might want to think about running radio or newspaper ads, as well as participating in networking events in your area that are focused on your goods or services. Number 25. Utilize press releases and keep track of customer evaluations on websites like Yelp and Kudzu. It costs only about $200 to $300 to post a good press release, which will be found by major search engines and hundreds of websites. You can choose between a number of wire providers, such as PR Newswire and PR Web. Receiving positive customer feedback is a terrific method to increase sales, and the best way to do so is to offer excellent products and amiable, professional service. To provide your perspective on the situation, you should also keep an eye out for unfavorable evaluations. Hey, thank you for watching The Paths in Life. Be sure to subscribe for more life topics on The Paths in Life.